Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Amari's Revenge. The goddess next door is confronted by a Nubian queen out for revenge at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in this inaugural Isis series adventure. Get your copy of Isis, Amari's Revenge in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. One of my longtime viewers sent me a request to talk about people helping others. And they have two questions that they want me to answer regarding people helping others. The first is, why do people refuse to help themselves, bully you because you refuse to help them? And the second question is, why do people not want to be responsible for their situation and always try to get people to do the work for them instead of putting the work into any opportunity they want to do in life? Now, I'm going to answer both of these questions, and I'm going to do it in a way where I answer each question individually, but break down why people like this really don't want help, and they don't want help because they just don't want to take responsibility for themselves and don't want to take responsibility for the state of their lives. Now, why do people like this who refuse to help themselves bully others if you refuse to help them? Well, the reason why they're bullying you is because these people are scared of taking responsibility for their own lives, and they're hoping to find someone who will be a scapegoat in case things in their life don't go right. Because the reason why they're going to somebody else to go and help them solve their problems and trying to coerce and bully someone into solving their problems, because they don't want to take accountability for the solution if the outcome doesn't come out the way they want it. Now, with these people, what they want to do is have somebody just be there to go out here and do things for them, and they want that person to be the one who has to shoulder all of the responsibility for the entire situation, even though the entire situation is the other person's responsibility. What they want to do is avoid having to take responsibility. So what they want to do is go out here and try to bully and coerce someone into solving their problems, but that's not how life works. No, the way life works is that you have to go and take responsibility for your problems, and when you take responsibility for your problems, you have to go out here and, one, acknowledge the problem, two, come up with ideas to solve the problem, and three, start working on the solution. But these people don't want to do this, and what they want to do is go out here and create a codependent situation where they abdicate all of their personal power to someone else, and then as the other person is putting in the work, if they don't get the outcome they want, they can go and then blame that other person in a codependent relationship, and this is a toxic situation you should not allow yourself to be a part of, because this situation is one where you're not going to be able to win at the end of the day, because no solution anyone gives this person will be one that is satisfactory to them, because in the case of these kinds of people, what they want to do is, again, they really just want to make a lot of noise to get a lot of attention, and they really don't want to apply any solution. No, a lot of times with people like this, they live for the problem, and they live for the problem because the problem allows them to maintain getting attention for themselves, and as long as they're getting attention for themselves, this is why the problem won't go away. And what they're doing now is that people are on to them. So what they're doing now is looking to bully people into trying to help them, but they really don't want help. No, what they want to do is continue being enabled in a dysfunctional situation. Because the whole point of help is people give you advice, or they point you in a direction of where you want to go, and after getting that advice and getting pointed in a direction of where to go, it is up to the individual to take responsibility for their actions and go out here and do what they need to do. For example, in a help situation, a person says they need a job, So people say, okay, such and such company is hiring, and they may put in a word and let people know, oh, this guy knows something about such and such field, and you go down and meet with the individuals, you put in your application, and they interview you, and you get the job. That's help because you are taking action for yourself. Yes, people gave you some information, but you were the one who took agency to go and take action to improve your situation. That is what help is. But when people try to bully and coerce you into so-called helping them, what they want to do is, again, continue looking to be enabled in a codependent situation, and they're looking to keep a dysfunctional codependent situation going where they don't have to take any sort of agency or responsibility for themselves. And again, when things don't go the way they want, they can go and blame you. That's why these type of situations are toxic ones, and you should never allow anybody to tell you that you need to be bullied into helping them. No, help is something that is done from the kindness of people's hearts, and people help those who want to help themselves. But if a person doesn't want to take action for themselves, then they are beyond help. No, this is a person who is with a toxic mindset and is beyond help. And the only thing you can do in this situation with people who don't want to help themselves is you have to shake the dust off your feet as a testimony to them and be on your way and leave them to their situation. Now, the viewer also asks, why do people not want to be responsible for their situation and always got to get people to do the work for them instead of putting the work for themselves? And the whole thing is with people like this, in a lot of cases, these people are spoiled, and they're spoiled and they feel entitled to getting other people to do work for them because they've never had to go do work for themselves, and they don't really want to think that they have to do work for themselves. So if they want something in life, they're going to have to work for it, but they don't want to work for it. They think somebody else should do it for them. And this is where you leave this person to get a rude awakening about life. Because in life, if you don't want to do the work, then you don't get anything. Because in the real world, if people want something, they have to put the work in, and they have to put that work in, because if they want to accomplish something in life, you've got to set your goals and then start working towards whatever goal you want to achieve. But these people, again, they don't want to be responsible for doing that work. So what they do is look to find someone to tether themselves to. And as, again, they're fostering this codependent relationship, they're looking to get the other person to do their work for them. But the whole thing is, if you've got somebody doing work for you, then you're not going to receive the results that you want. And this is what happens with these kinds of people. They get frustrated because, oh, they didn't get things the way that they wanted, and they expect people to just be mind readers and anticipate what they want. And they always wind up disappointed because they want somebody to do work for them, but they don't want to put an effort in for themselves. And the whole thing you can do with people like this who do not want to be responsible for their life situation and don't want to put in work for themselves is, again, you've got to shake the dust off your feet as a testimony to them. Leave them behind, because people like this, again, if they don't want to take responsibility for the state of their lives and don't want to do the work, there is nothing you can do for them. And again, help is all about the other person wanting to make efforts. And the whole thing with people who want help, they will make an effort. They will go and make the efforts to improve themselves. They will be in the process of looking to improve themselves. They will be in the process of putting things in line to get things going. And all they need possibly is a word to a person who's in a certain field to let them know, hey, I'm available and I've got these projects ready to go. And people will hear about them and say, hey, this guy's looking like he's got something. We're going to go work with him because he's putting effort, or she's putting effort in. And again, People who want something are going to do the work, but there are lazy folks out here who don't want to do the work, and since they don't want to be responsible for their situation, you can't take responsibility for them, and you can't take responsibility for someone who doesn't want to be responsible for themselves, because nothing you do will ever please them, nothing you do will ever satisfy them, and what they will do is drag you down with their toxic behavior, because it'll always be them being the victim, always them being the victim of somebody who they said tried to help them, but the person doesn't see how they're their own worst enemy. And that's why you've got to charge them to the game and leave them to themselves. Because, again, healthy people, when they want help, will make efforts to move things along. And sometimes they'll be moving things along in progress, but they just need a little support to get to that extra step. They need that word about information, in some cases about things like a job, or they need a recommendation from another individual to another individual, or they get a referral, and again, after that, the person puts the efforts in to improve themselves and achieve what they want to achieve. But the person who doesn't want help, they just want attention, they want drama, they want to be able to sit there and complain, and they want to sit there and complain about a problem. And again, that's what makes these people a problem, because if you have to bully people to try to get them to help you, then you really aren't looking for help, because again, help is something done out of the kindness of people's hearts. It's done to improve people as related to getting them out of a situation or moving a situation ahead. And with people who refuse to make efforts, the only thing they want to do is make a lot of noise, and eventually people get tired of listening to these kind of people. And as they get tired of listening to these kind of people, what they do is cut off all contact, because if a person, again, wants something, they're going to have progress that they're going to show, they're going to have tangible results. They're not going to be in the same place that they were saying, oh, I need help, because eventually you're supposed to be making steps towards wherever you want to go. I mean, for example, a couple of years ago when I started the SJS Direct Imprint, I started out and I was writing my own books. I bought the computer so I could be able to create my files and everything, and I had issues as related to the covers because I was drawing them, but eventually I got help from artists who helped me to be able to make really good quality covers. And again, that was help, and I had to make the effort to go out and contact them. I had to make the effort to raise the money to be able to pay them. Again, I put efforts in, and again, if people want something, they're going to put that work in. But if somebody doesn't want to do the work, all they want to do is work your last nerve, and the only thing you can do for your mental health is, again, you have to walk away from these people, shake the dust off your feet as a testimony to them, and leave them to their laziness, because they can wallow in their own self-pity all by themselves, and you have to take every effort to improve yourself by moving yourself forward. Now, I hope this answers the question for the viewer who requested this video. And if you want to request a video, you can send a minimum of $15 to the Cash App or the PayPal by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to pick up some of my books that will help you be able to break out of the toxic cycle with people like this, you can pick up many of my men's issues books, like the Stop Simpin' series of Stop Simpin', Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, Manginas, They Look Like Men But They Act Like Ladies, The Misadventures of Captain Save-'em, Stop Simpin' in Cyberspace, Stop Simpin' in the Workplace, The Man Crisis, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, and The Woman Crisis. You can find all of those books on Amazon.com, and those books have helped transform lives all over the world, and they can help you transform yours and make your life just that much better. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes' Illuminati, the man who rules the world, takes on the head of the global elite in this all-new action-packed John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes' Illuminati in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Coming to paperback and e-readers, Isis Dark Incubus. The goddess next door gets enthralled in a romantic entanglement with an evil incubus in this all-new Isis series adventure. Pre-order your copy of Isis Dark Incubus at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere. Coming to paperback and e-readers, Esteem Horror in the Hamptons. The aspiring angel tries to escape a house of horrors in this all-new Esteem series adventure. Pre-order your copy of Esteem Horror in the Hamptons in digital format at Amazon.com, Google Play, Draft2Digital, and other digital booksellers, or pick up your paperback copy on May 24th. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.